use my paid holidays.
Oh,
That's
that's
Japan.
not right. That's bad. It should be changed because
Yes.
for me, I was more wondering that people in Japan not changing work. Is it true that they usually like start to work in like low position and all life can work in
True.
one company?
Do you think about the working culture, Japanese working culture?
People in Japan overwork and that it's their main purpose in life
Yes.
to be success at work and
Okay. So thank you for your time today. I'm Louis. What's your name?
My name is Igor.
my name is Mary.
Okay. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Where are you guys from?
Originally we're from Russia, but
Russia.
we live in US.
They live in US.
Mhm.
Okay. So are you traveling Japan now?
Yeah, we're traveling.
Traveling.
Yeah.
How long do you plan to stay here?
We stay here for 11 days.
11 days.
Yeah.
Okay. So what are you employed or self-employed?
We self-employed. We have a business in US. We have
Business.
2 tattoo shops.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I will ask you about paid holidays in Russia,
Uh-huh.
and in Japan we have 10 paid holidays in a year,
Uh-huh.
but most people don't use them all.
Uh-huh.
How about your country? How much paid holidays do you have in your country?
Actually, we have pretty many paid holidays and pretty many days off which are paid, especially for New Year. We have, I think, just for New Year, we have
Yes.
around 6, 7 days off, and we have some more during the year, like Women International Day and some like Country Independence Day.
Yes.
We have
A
some
lot.
holidays, and
Okay.
we use it. We use them all. I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
people usually don't work on these days.
Some people say they have 30 paid holidays for a year. 30.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Do you have that in Russia?
Which one?
Paid holidays.
Yeah.
30.
13?
Some people say in Russia
Mhm.
they have 30 paid holidays for
30?
a year.
Oh,
Do you have that?
I think something around because
Yeah.
we have a lot of like holidays we don't actually celebrate, but we
Yes.
don't need to go on work these days.
Okay.
Yeah. The people don't, and people don't very like don't go to their work on these holidays.
Okay.
Yeah.
So traveling abroad or vacation is common in Russia.
No,
Nope.
not at all.
No.
So so in Japan it's not common to take a vacation.
Uh-huh.
So we have 10 days paid holiday minimum, but most people don't use.
Mhm.
So government said we need to take 5 days
Mm-hmm.
in a row,
Mm-hmm.
but we don't take the 5 days connect together. We use separately
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
for an entire year. How about your country? Do you do that, or do you take connect together and you go to travel?
It depends about which holidays, because if it's a New Year,
Yes.
just for example, we
Yes.
have like 3 available days in a row,
Yes.
like start for December 31 from January 7.
That's a long.
And yes, and people very happy don't work on these days and grab holidays for vacation or meet with and for small traveling to parents, to families or friends. And also in a year we have like 1-2 days
Yes.
for just small holidays or just small days off.
So you said from December 1st to January 1st, 1 month.
December 31.
December 31
Yeah.
to January
7. Usually 6-7.
6-7 days.
But it depends which work people.
Okay.
Yeah, but very common that people doesn't work around a week.
Yes.
And also, I can tell about my mom because I personally don't live in Russia for already almost 5 years. But my parents, they both have a government work and they have like about 30 days a year, which are
30
paid.
days.
And usually people break these days into two parts. So you can negotiate with your employer and you can try to work like 30 days, like 10, 10, 10
Yes.
during the years, during like around the year, or you can take once 30 days. I would say nobody takes, because you need to, replace, someone should replace
Yes.
you on your workspace. So usually it's about 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks in
2
cold
weeks,
time
yeah.
and 2 weeks in summertime, because of course everyone wants to take a vacation on the summer, because kids have vacation and family can go like for a small trip. But I wouldn't say that all Russians go abroad. I think it's like,
How about inside Russia, or they
yeah, usually
travel?
inside Russia. I mean, my parents has opportunities to travel abroad, but they don't usually do it.
Mhm.
Yeah, and my mother is already like like retired. How to say, like, she's over 35,
Yes.
60, 65.
Yes.
She's over 65, so she can take any time. Let's say from tomorrow, 2 weeks, which her employer wouldn't pay her, but she
Yes.
can have 2 weeks anytime, 15
Oh, really?
days
So it's
by
like
the
a,
law.
hey boss, I will take
Yeah.
2 weeks off,
Yeah,
and your boss
Yeah.
say it's okay.
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, but it's
It's
only
because
after,
she after 65 and she has
Oh,
a
after
government.
65.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
yeah.
I see. So, regarding, do you have sick leaves in your country?
Yes.
In Russia.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, absolutely. Yeah.
In Japan, we don't have sick leaves
Really?
in a law.
Oh,
So,
that's sad.
most Japanese people don't know about sick leaves. So, can you please explain what sick leave is?
Sick leave?
Yeah.
It's like when you get sick and you feel bad. And of course, I think it's so common. I used from the school, from the university, that if you have a high temperature,
Yes.
it could be contagious. You can have a virus. So don't spread it. Just stay home at least 72 hours,
Yes.
because the virus is alive.
Right.
So you need to stay home,
Stay
because
home.
you need to stop spread it. So I think
Yeah.
most likely when I had a bad feeling on my work in Russia,
Yes.
my employer sent me home, because he said
And
like,
paid for this day.
So pay full day. In
Yeah.
Japan, we don't have sick leave, so we need to use our paid holidays instead.
but it's not something you can plan, right?
Ah,
Like,
right.
you got a coronavirus or a flu,
Yes.
it just suddenly happens to you, and
Right.
yeah.
So
it's
when
not
you
right.
wake up in the morning and
Yeah.
you have a high temperature, we will call our boss. I have a high temperature today, so I will take day off and I will use my paid holidays.
Oh,
That's
that's
Japan.
not right. That's bad. It should be changed, because
Yes.
Yeah.
yeah, but usually we should, to have the paid sick days, usually employer should provide the document from
Yes.
from the doctor, which
Yes.
says that yeah, she had a temperature, she had like a fever, cough, like a rainy nose, so
Right.
she should stay home.
Like
But
Makes sense.
it's
7 days, you know.
maybe
Yeah.
maybe not all works, like not all people work for government. Some people work for like small business, self-employed.
Private
So
company.
maybe in company they don't pay these sick days. Oh, but definitely they will provide it until you feel better.
So in Russia, so if you get sick or high temperature before you work, you call your boss, and I have a high temperature, so I will use my sick leaves.
Usually
Yeah.
it will be work for maybe 1 day, but if you're really hard sick,
If you
You
have
need
a
to go to
heart sick, you
doctor.
need to provide the proofs from the doctor.
yeah,
Yeah, because
and doctor can give
otherwise
you, like,
anyone can have like a hangover after a
Right.
party and say, oh boss, I feel bad, I won't come. So usually
So
employers
need a
ask-
document
yeah, usually
when
yeah.
you use that.
yeah,
Yeah.
I see.
And
So-
doctor can say you how many days you can
Right.
live in your
But
home
I would
and
yeah,
grab your sick days.
I would say most likely if you will come for the work and everyone will see that you like feel bad, the employer will send you home, because it's dangerous for the whole
Right.
community.
Right.
Yeah.
Affect to the others.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So how many
Absolutely.
sick leaves do you have? How much days?
Oof. We're self-employer.
In
Right.
US.
But
In
you
US.
used to work. But you used to work in Russia, right? When you were in Russia, you used to
I
work.
think you didn't work for like I worked for the big company. Usually it's around 14 days a year
That's a lot.
they provide you. you can, if you usually you don't use them, so it's just like emergency cases.
Emergency.
Yeah, it's not like something like, oh, I have like 10 more days for this year for sick. I would say that like I have a headache and won't go. No, it's usually like 14 days that they will pay you
Right.
or which not affect your work.
So it's like insurance for when you get sick.
Yeah.
I mean sick leave.
Yeah.
Instead, you don't want to use your paid holidays, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, but no one do this. No one like call and like, I have a paid holidays today. I feel very bad, so my paid holidays will go for
yeah.
my disease. And of course, we don't have five paid holidays. Five paid
We
5
use
days.
Yeah, we need to use 5 days in
it's
Japan.
too less.
Too less, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And do you work overtime? I mean, how that do you used to? Did you used to do overtime when you work in Russia?
Now I would say now we work like overtime. I think
Self-employed, right?
7 days a week, 24 hours a day.
Because you have a business, you need
Yeah,
to work.
business
right?
like
Yeah.
yeah.
But
But
as
in
an employee,
Russia-
or if you have your company staff or your employee, they work overtime.
No.
No, so they finish on time,
Yeah.
like 8 hours in a day. 8 hours in a day, 5 days in a week.
We provide them a clients. When they finish, they can go home. It could be 2 hours, it could be 1 hour,
really?
it could be 8, 10, 12 hours. It depends of them. We don't make anyone work.
Yeah,
I
our
see.
work
Hard.
give us
Yeah.
this opportunity.
I see.
In
Our
Russia,
specialization.
in
Right,
Russia, I
right.
remember
That's your choice.
I was like, I had about 40 hours a week, which were paid, and I always was offered to work extra. So I often worked extra,
Yes.
and they paid money, of
They paid money.
course. Yeah.
In Japan, most people work overtime, but sometimes company don't pay you if you work overtime.
Why?
But-
It's a personal time.
Yeah, but in a law, they need to pay if you work overtime in a law,
Yeah.
of course. But if you work overtime, sometimes like 15 minutes or 30 minutes, or sometimes 1 hour, 2 hours. But there is a lot of company who don't pay you additional payment in Japan. That's kind of a customs or a culture in Japan.
But
do-
people
do you have
don't fight with that. I think they agree.
That's the
right?
problem in Japan.
Yeah.
People don't fight in Japan. But if people complain to the government office, they will ask the company pay employees additional payment. But there is a lot of case to that. So government is too busy to handle each one case. But do you have that in your country? I mean, overtime work but not
I
paid.
never worked without any payment, but I think I had a lot of cases around my friends. And that's I like in US because usually in US if you work overtime, they will pay you and they will pay your rate and a little bit extra.
Okay.
So I think in some countries and some people they like more strict with that. But I think in Russia it's also depend of the work because a lot
see.
of people also take the work home.
Right.
I never do this because I never did this.
Oh, in
'cause,
US, they take their job home, or in Russia?
I don't know. We work in very creative
Okay.
sphere in service where it's not usually to take your work home, but in office culture in Russia, yeah, I remember people take
Oh,
home.
sometimes. Yeah.
Some people.
Some people.
Some people no, especially like my mother was worked as a teacher,
Yes.
and she always was coming
Do
home
that.
and doing a lot of jobs she's supposed to do at work, not at home. But I think it was her personal choice because
Okay.
it's her personal choice.
Okay, personal choice.
But no one paid for her for that.
Okay.
I would never do this.
Oh yeah. Right. And in Japan, overtime. So if you finish on time, but your boss still there, it's kind of a high pressure to leave earlier than your boss.
It's a boss problem, right?
Do you have that?
Yeah.
No,
we,
no,
we
no.
don't have this, but
So if you finish your job, you leave on time.
Yes.
That's no problem.
no problem.
No one
Yeah.
complain about
No.
that.
Yeah, because
no.
you have law
Yes.
and you have no like on this paper we have information what time we start and what time we finish.
Yes.
And if we need finish late,
Yeah.
we can go to government.
Right.
Yeah. And told my boss pressure me,
Yeah.
or like my boss have not like physical pressure,
Yes.
like mental pressure.
Mental pressure.
Yeah, and see, like you say, freedom. It's
But I think no one actually like bosses never press. Like if your work day finish at 5, so you leave at 5.
No.
Period.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's not never. I would never even think about it. If I'm leaving earlier than my boss, it means disrespectful, or I'm working less than they like my team works. I mean, if they want to stay, they could work 24 hours.
Yeah. So
No.
in Japan case, it's like this. So boss and your colleagues or seniors were working late,
Mhm.
and young people, if they leave on time,
Mhm.
there is a high mental pressure, but not directly. It's really
It's not official, right? Like,
it's not
Yeah.
verbal pressure, but it's
Mhm.
kind of atmosphere
Mhm.
that you cannot leave on time if everyone work late. Yeah, that's Japanese case.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that goes unpaid overtime. And okay, last question. What do you think about the working culture, Japanese working culture? What are your thoughts on that?
it's well known. We saw a lot of videos and some TV shows where the people said about karoshi and about that people in Japan overwork and that the it's their main purpose in life
Yes.
to be success at work and for me, I was more wondering that people in Japan not changing work. That is it true that they usually like start to work in like low position and all life can work in
True.
one company?
That's very true. In Japan, after graduate university or something, and you enroll at one company, and they expect you to work for the same company
Mm-hmm.
longer. So if you change or if you quit job, your salary will decrease mostly.
Mhm.
So, but if you work for the same company, your salary will increase automatically if you work longer.
Mm.
Uh,
Yeah, because in Russia you can start like from lower level,
Yes.
go just grab couple level, and after you can change company on the same position,
Yes.
or if you have experience on the high level,
Yes.
and it's really normal. And also the same situation when you stay on the highest position,
Yes.
like high level manager,
Yes.
huge company or something, and you can change company. It's
Yes.
really normal.
I see. So
Yeah.
the salary determined based on the job, right? So same job, same salary.
I think that in Western world, it's a culture that people usually like always looking something better, and
Yes.
it's not
Yeah.
something that you shame that you are just relocating. I mean, in US, all people like moving in from one state to another for their work, because and it's very popular to do at headhunting, especially in
Headhunting.
in IT sphere. That if you're like on one position and other company offer you better salary, better conditions
Yeah.
like health insurance, something, and you just change, and no one will tell that you should be in one company.
Okay.
Like,
Mhm.
I mean, for me, just I don't understand it. People doesn't want to try something new, change work atmosphere. Maybe somewhere conditions are much better, and they
That's
should
very
try.
true. So if you find better opportunity, you
Yeah.
move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes
And,
sense.
and also some people can found better opportunity in USA, like in another state, just for life, for their life, like
Yes.
for living, for parents, for children,
Yes.
and just finish this work year and on the next year start a new company.
Yes.
But maybe on the same position, maybe on the high position or low position. It doesn't
I
matter.
think it's
very
not
interesting.
personal. Maybe in
Yeah.
Japan it's like very personal to be with one company, to be in one
Yes.
team, and I think they very seriously take the job like maybe they think that it's kind of their family and part of like a biggest part of
Right,
their life.
loyalty to the company.
Yeah.
So Japan company expect you to have a loyalty to the company. That's why you cannot change job easily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's sad.
That's sad.
Because you will die and your company will forget about you.
Yeah.
But you will remember only your family, like your friends, people who you spend time after work. And people in Japan, I think they do too much for the companies which are not appreciate them enough.
That's very true. That's
Yep.
very true. And overall, do you want to work for a Japanese company?
We are tattoo artists. I think it's pretty
Yeah.
forbidden in Japan.
yeah. You know about legalization, tattoo industry
Yeah.
in Japan, and it's not like 20 years
Yeah.
ago. It's like
Yeah,
2,
I
3
mean, we
years
can't
ago.
even
It happens.
we
It happens.
can't even use the public bath. So
Some gyms,
Yeah,
some
right.
things.
Right.
yeah, so I think it's pretty unlikely that like ever in the life we will work for a
Yeah.
Japan company, because I think Japan companies even doesn't produce anything for tattoo industry
Yes.
for the world, which is actually bad. I think Japan could do a lot for this sphere,
Yes.
Yeah.
because the art supply is one of the best in the world.
Yes.
Japanese.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So best inks could be do for tattoos as
Yeah.
well. But I think Japan is a great culture. I think the salary here is not bad comparing with other world.
Bad compared to US or Europe. It's very low.
Really?
It's
Even
low.
compared with Europe?
Even compare with Germany or France, if you compare, it's very low here.
I mean, how much usually people get at their 30s?
According to some studies, the average Japanese annual income is, let's say, 4 million yen, which means
27?
27
27,000
Ah.
per year.
That's actually very low.
very low compared to US or Europe.
Yeah, because I think in US, like very, very average salary is about $60,000 a year.
Yeah,
But the
that's
life is more expensive as well.
yeah,
Well,
right.
Yeah, life is more expensive.
Yeah. And taxes are high.
And
Yeah,
taxes.
everything is high in the US now. Very
Yeah.
inflation.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, after COVID, everything go crazy.
Right, right. So thank you for your time today.
Thank
We
you.
have thank you. Thank you.